Been on my mind lately. What if we unlearn it all just to see further? They told me, play it safe, play it small. Same script, same slips, same walls. But I got tired of the ceiling, started asking why I'm kneeling to a fear that never fit me at all. I had to break that pattern in my head. Question, in every limit I was bred. New view when you rise up, new rules when you wise up. Second thoughts about the things I was led to accept. Remove logic, all that broken logic that kept you stay quiet when your heart screamed try it. Remove logic, old rules, you gotta drop it. Elevate your mind, yeah. Elevate your talk. Cause when you elevate your mind, you elevate your thinking. Elevate your thinking. You elevate your living. Your greater life is hiding right behind that mental prison. Remove logic, go and do the thing you never visioned. Yeah, they said be realistic.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Remove Logic. I am your host, Karen Ray Lacey, and I'm so excited once again that you decided to join me for another episode of Remove Logic. Why remove logic? Because I believe that God is not bound by logic or logistics, and that sometimes those things that He calls us to do, logic or even logistics, will cause us to not move or to move later than he wants us to move. So I'm here to help you to get unstuck, and that's what Remove Logic is all about. I serve individuals who are stuck. I help you to navigate some of life's transitions in health, life, and career, or all of the above, wherever you may find yourself. I am here to help you. And we do that by sharing inspirational stories, um, life application, wisdom strategies, but all of them are biblically based. And so I just want to encourage you. If you are joining us for the first time, I say thank you, thank you, thank you for taking out the time to share another hour with me on Remove Logic. Remove Logic airs on the Fishbowl Radio Network on Thursdays at 7 p.m. every week. So if Thursday you're available and you find yourself looking for something to do, I invite you to go over to the Fishbowl Radio Network and check out Remove Logic. Now, we also air on Fridays on the Lit TV network. And I'm excited about the Lit Television Network because it's expanded our audience for Remove Logic. And we air there at on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every time I say that, it gives me a tongue tie. And so, but yes, and it's 8:30 Eastern Standard Time and then 7:30 Central Standard Time. So I would love for you to join us. We are on the Lit TV Network flagship channel, the Lit TV channel. So yeah, join me on Lit TV Network. Now, if you're looking for other episodes, you can catch me on YouTube. We have a library of episodes of Remove Logic. We just celebrated 2 years on April the 11th of this year. And so there's plenty to choose from, many topics, many guests in our interviews. So go over to our YouTube channel to check out Remove Logic, and then also daily posts on our Facebook page as well. So once again, thank you so much for joining me tonight for Remove Logic. Now, tonight, I want to share something with you that's exciting to me. As I said, 2 years of Remove Logic, and that has been pressing in ways that I would have never thought I would be pressing through some things, pushing past things, moving when I didn't want to move. When I wasn't motivated, I had to get motivated or find motivation. And just thanking God for what He has done with this podcast. So I'm grateful. But tonight, I want to share with you this is my new baby, Remove Logic, where vision, obedience, and faith converge. It is my new book that dropped this past weekend, but I'm so excited about this, not because it's my book, but because I believe that it is a tool that can be placed in your hand to help you to get unstuck, to move when vision is calling you, and then the obedience is escaping you, and faith is pushing you. So, when those three things converge, where vision, obedience, and faith converge all at the same time, and it propels you into something that you never thought you would be able to do, or even that God would consider you for. Um, this book, it is for the person who's standing on the edge of obedience, the one who feels the pull of more, but still feels the weight of what if, the one who has carried dreams quietly, prayed prayers faithfully, and wondered if this season is finally the moment to step forward, the one who knows there is more, but I need permission. I've got to ask, what do people think? When God is giving you something to do, oftentimes we will take it and share it with someone else just to seek permission. Sometimes just a gentle reminder to let you know that God trusts you with something much larger than where you're standing. This is to the person that does not believe that you are capable of carrying the vision that God has given you. This book is for the man, for the woman who has been faithful in small places and is now being invited into larger ones. For the person who has waited, prepared, and the crown is calling you. Sometimes we don't really realize the crown that God has placed on our head, the weight of that crown, the weight of the responsibility. And then when you grow into it, it's like, oh my God, now I have to step into the responsibility of what God has given. This book is for the one who is learning that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is a whisper, to get up, to try it again, to step forward. And God is just simply saying, trust me. And it is my hope that these pages meet you wherever you are in the place that you are, where you're standing right now, where your vision might be calling you, obedience is pulling you, and faith is moving you. This convergence. And again, it is my hope that these pages meet you right where you are. And so tonight, I'm going to be reading just a few excerpts from Remove Logic, where vision, obedience, and faith converge. And I want you to just sit with me. This book is available on Amazon right now, and just excited for the opportunity for you to dig into Remove Logic, where vision, obedience, and faith converge. And if you purchase it, thank you so much. And then also, if you purchase it and it is a tool that you find that you can place in your arsenal, I know there are many books out there, but I truly believe that this is going to be one that is going to help you to move forward and truly understand the weight and the responsibility of vision. It's my story, my journey, and the way that I walked and what I learned about myself. So, hey, chapter 1, from hobby to business, when the vision gets serious. And, one of the things that I can say to you, when I realized, it was a moment that I had that I'll never forget, that I literally spoke to myself and said, Karen, this is not a hobby. This is a business, and this is something that you're going to have to continue in, see it and be consistent. I had to take responsibility. And so in chapter 1, that is what I talk about in this book. how the weight and the responsibility of a vision and how you have to get serious about the vision. There is a moment that doesn't announce itself with fireworks or fanfare. It arrives quietly, almost politely. A moment when you've been calling a project, a passion, or a hobby, but you realize that it's more than that. And that moment begins to speak to you, to ask more of you, that your spare time becomes more a full-time journey. It's not the leftover energy. You have to give it more energy than that leftover energy that you've been giving it. It's the moment when vision taps you on your shoulder and says, I need to be taken seriously. I need to be taken seriously now. In other words, there's no more waiting for you to step fully into the vision, step fully in obedience and operate in faith. And for me, that moment came when I could no longer pretend that this thing that I was building fit neatly into the margins of my life. It wasn't something I did after everything else anymore. It became something that I did aside from everything else. It was something everything else needed to adjust around. I moved from saying this is something I'm working on to telling the truth. And I had to speak the truth, that truth, not only to myself, but to others. And to say, this is my business. And that was my truth. That I would affectionately talk about remove logic, and I would be rather cavalier, very lighthearted about it. But I had to become serious about it and say, not only to others, but to myself, this is my business. And that shift changed everything for me. Calling it a business didn't magically give me a bank full of money, but it gave me more confidence in myself. What it gave me was responsibility. And what am I saying to you? Vision demands ownership. You've got to put the vision in perspective. So tonight we're talking about my new book, Remove Logic, where vision, obedience, and faith converge. And vision demands ownership. You have to take ownership of what God has placed in your hand. The vision is not going to operate on its own. You have to take ownership and push that vision, move the vision forward. Vision doesn't arrive with fireworks. It doesn't come with a lot of fanfare. It sneaks up on you quietly, and it taps you on your shoulder and says, hey, here I am, and I'm demanding to be present in your life. I'm demanding to be forward, that you can't hide me. You can't shrink me. You can't put me over in the corner. I've shared many times that I bought the equipment for the podcast. I bought the soundboard, I bought the mic, and I did all of these things in preparation for the vision. And I took it and placed it over in the corner. But it kept calling me. I mean, I bought it and prepared it and set it in the corner for another 2 months before I actually stepped into operating actively in this vision. So vision doesn't arrive with fireworks. It sneaks up on you. It's quiet, it's subtle, it's a whisper in your ear. And most people are waiting for a dramatic sign to step forward, a dramatic instance in your life before you will take your work seriously. That viral moment where it hits and the message is gone viral and you're like, oh my God, look at what happened. Well, it doesn't always happen that way. It may be that you've just got to pick the ball up and carry it across the finish line, carry it for the goal, that winning moment. You may have to walk a little bit further, a little bit longer than most. Some people, there is that instantaneous impact that the vision will have, but there are some people, in my instance, as I said, I'm celebrating 2 years of Remove Logic. And those moments that I've had have come from the people that I've met, the lives that are impacted by two little words, remove logic, and how those moments impact someone else's lives encourages me to keep going with the vision that God has given. And so don't look for permission. Don't seek out the approval. You already have God's approval. Don't look for that big check to clear before you start moving. Just simply move, because the vision is calling you to be responsible. Permission from someone with a title is not what you need. You've been given the title of ownership before you even step into it. But that's not how vision moves, where someone else with a title will come to let you know, yes, you have a title. You've got to take ownership again. It's not a hobby. It's a vision of something far bigger than you probably would ever think. And it comes quietly, it comes politely. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. One moment in the presence of God can change the course of your life forever. I'm telling you, I am a witness. When this vision began to speak, I saw my life begin to shift in so many ways. And then I saw also where those moments with God can reverse what was lost for decades, where your voice begins to speak and carry something that's going to impact for generations to come. One word from heaven can create what you never thought possible. And then for you, one act of obedience does more than a lifetime of striving, that you just operate in obedience. When that vision, obedience, and faith converge, when it comes together, and that one act of you saying yes, it can do more for your lifetime than all the striving that you've done to get to this moment. So I want to ask you one question. When will you get up? And then what is it that is confronting you right now from getting up and doing what God has called you to do? What is that big break that you're waiting on when God is wanting you to just go ahead and break out? We always want that big break, that big moment, but God is looking for all the breakthroughs that he can make through you in obedience. Another question. Have I already been tapped on my shoulder for this assignment? Am I calling it a hobby? Are you calling it a hobby? Are you calling it some pastime or something that you pick up every now and then? But I want to encourage you that you take the vision that God has given you, that you take it serious, that you look and see what it is, your capabilities to do what it can do, and go ahead and move on it. And this is exactly why I wrote this chapter, because it is important that we take serious the thing that we're carrying. This book starts here because that's where we all usually start. We start with the hobby. You know, when you start to build something, it seems small in the beginning, but when you take it serious and begin to move in it, then your eyes become even open to more and the possibilities that this can become something more than I ever thought it would be. So I want you to just take the time tonight. Ask yourself the question, am I serious about what God has entrusted in my hands? That you have to recognize that your motion can be your promotion in God. So again, where vision, obedience, and faith converge. Now, when I say remove logic, oftentimes it is the language that we use can become the ceiling over our head. It's the limitation that you set for yourself. That language becomes what limits you, what contains you, what gives you a boundary that God has moved that goalpost further down, and you don't even have to sit where you've been sitting. So the other thing to think about is when I have this vision or this vision that has been given to me, um, the language that I use and how I present it. Again, it's not a hobby. When you make that declaration from this is a hobby to your truth is this is my business. And that language, it shifted. When I said this is my business, it shifted. And this shift wasn't strategic, it was just being honest. It was being honest with myself. Therefore, I could present it honestly to others. This is something I am working on, kept it small. It made it feel almost abandoned to say, I'm carrying this, this, But when you take it and put it at the forefront and say, this is my business, it opens the door for more opportunities for you. It opens the door for someone else to see what you're doing and then believe in what you're doing, rather than you just sitting it over in the corner and exhibiting it as a hobby that you're going to pick up from time to time. What are you still calling a project that God already called a platform? What are you still calling a project that God already called a platform? Because when he gives the vision, of course, it's bigger than we where we're standing. It's bigger than what I thought possible. And I remember there was a prophetic word that I received years before this that we're looking at now. And it was a word that I was going to be seen in all these different places, and it didn't make sense to me. Like, what is that? I didn't get it. I couldn't see it. But now here I am in a virtual space where Remove Logic through Fishbowl Radio Network hit 65 countries in 1 hour. Where through the Lit TV network on the Lit TV channel, I'm going into the possibility of 37 million homes every time the show airs on Fridays, because it is streaming from the Roku TVs. So it just gives so much possibility. But these are doors that I would have never seen open. But because I moved in obedience, because I took it serious, then the doors are opening for me. And it's not a project. It is the platform that God has already called. And I'm literally sitting in it. So I want to encourage you. We know that God is no respecter person. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. So if you're sitting on something that you're still calling a project, go back and pay attention to what God said. If he said that it's bigger than that, it's more than that, then I want to invite you to take God at his words. Take him at his word. What are you calling a side thing that's actually your assignment? What is it that you're calling a side thing, a project? Oh, it's something to do. Oh, I'm just working on this. That is really your assignment in the earth. The words that we use were either work for us or work against us. The words that you use will work for you or work against you. They're either going to give you permission to keep playing, or it's going to give you the authority to step into the calling on your life, this purpose, the passion, whatever God is giving you to do. You either going to play with it, or you're going to step into authority and give yourself permission to own this thing, that you're going to own it. This book breaks down how to make that language shift before the income shift. Because yes, I asked the question the other day to a group of people that I meet with for business advisory. Would you still do it even if there was no paycheck? If you didn't get paid for it, would you still do it? Would you deny purpose for money? And sometimes when we look at purpose and we're seeking God for that, I remember some years ago, the purpose-driven life. But when purpose comes, vision, we don't always have the money to start a thing that we are purposed to do. We're just asked by God to be obedient, to step out in faith. And again, when these things converge, when vision, obedience, and faith converge, it is far beyond logic, it is far beyond logistics, and it is far beyond your finances. And this book breaks down how to make that language, the language that we use sometimes, that becomes that ceiling over our head, and to shift that language, because one word, one idea, one pattern, one way of thinking can cause you to be limited in what God has given you to do. So calling it a business, it did not add hours and money to me, or quickly, but what it did do was give me the confidence, and it also gave me responsibility. The responsibility that it takes to carry what God has given you in vision. When those things converge, when I tell you, it hits like, it's not like running into a wall, it's like running into yourself. And this is the reframe. When I say to you, the language you use is the ceiling that you set. The language that you use is the ceiling that you set over yourself. You can speak, and the word says he brought me out to wide open spaces. When we say enlarge my territory, when God has given you a vision, and that vision enlarges the space that you're in, it enlarges the capacity within you to know that you're able to carry it, but also it enlarges the responsibility. And so the language that you use can become a limitation, or it can become an unlimited space. People wait until they feel ready, until the bank account looks a certain way, until they're moved in more of a confident way to get up and do what it is that God has given you to do. But I want to say to you, fear keeps confidence at bay. If you're afraid, it won't matter the amount of confidence that you have. You're going to have to step over fear in confidence. But this vision, it doesn't reward readiness. What it does, it does reward readiness. When you say I'm ready and you get up and go in it, you'll get whatever it is that God wants you to get, because you moved in obedience. This vision rewards responsibility, because to say to yourself, oh, I'm going to wait until the bank account. Oh, I'm going to wait until this situation is clear. Oh, I'm going to wait. God is saying, I'm waiting on you, and I'm going to reward your readiness. I'm going to reward you because of the things that you stepped over to carry the vision. And taking ownership of it before you feel qualified is the cost of admission. It is the cost for you to step into this space, that cost of admission, the cost of the show that God is getting ready to allow you to walk in, and the presentation that he's going to make of you. This is the cost of admission, is you taking ownership of the vision. If you're waiting to feel like a CEO before you act like one, then you're going to be waiting forever. If you are waiting to feel like a CEO before you act like one, you will wait forever. So, chapter 1, again, if you don't call it a hobby and start to get serious about it, then I'm going to say to you, this book is for you. That's a good place to start. When I stop calling it a hobby and begin to take it serious, the rest of the book is the blueprint for what to do once you've answered that question, that I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to move with ownership. I'm the CEO, and I'm going to start acting like the CEO. When you really understand why people stay stuck in a hobby mode for 10, 15, 20 years, The hobby is a hiding place. It's a hiding place. As long as you can call it a hobby, no one can call you accountable. As long as you call it a hobby, nobody will be able or be willing to hold you accountable for it, accountable to it. You said this is a business. How do you open a business or say I'm in business and never go and unlock the door to that business? And it's not whether you have a full brick and mortar standing location, but it is in you. The location is in you. And if you're carrying this thing, you got to open it up every day. You've got to take ownership of it. And you've got to be able to be held accountable to it. I'm not only saying to you, remove logic. I'm saying to you that this is a business. I'm saying to you that this is a calling. I'm saying to you that I'm holding myself responsible for the assignment that I've been given by God. And I am not calling this a hobby. I'm not saying to you, oh, it's something that I'm working on. No, this is a business that I'm building. This has been entrusted to me by God, and I've got to show up even when I don't want to show up. Are you afraid? If that's the case, I want to encourage you to do it afraid. It's not about failing. If you're afraid of trying, then you won't even get across the floor, because sometimes it is the failure that even moves us forward. That if you get up and keep going, keep trying, don't give up. I'm reminded of, I was listening to, it was a motivational video last year. And he was talking about someone that failed 10,000 times at trying to invent something. And when the reporter asked, how do you feel about failing 10,000 times? He simply said, I did not fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways that it would not work. He kept trying, he kept going. So language is important. Hobby language protects you from the embarrassment of taking yourself serious. The language of hobby, the language that you set becomes limitations, but it also traps you in a place where you don't have to take yourself serious. And if you don't take yourself serious, then how would somebody else in public take you serious? You got to take yourself serious in private before you present yourself in public and you're not taking yourself serious. That I'll start when I'm ready mentality, it is probably the most expensive sentence in the English language when it comes to starting something. I will start when I am ready, because the cost of you not starting is more expensive than the cost of you starting it. It has a cost that your dream becomes rejected. It is the cost of you never moving in the ability that you didn't know that you had. Your gift didn't come with a permission slip. God didn't sit down and talk to us about what he placed inside of us, but he revealed it to us in private so that then the work that he had done would be revealed in public. So there was no permission slip offered to us with what it is that God placed inside of us. So I want to ask you, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting on? Are you waiting for someone to validate what God has already authorized? If you quit, and it's that easily for you to quit, then it was never your assignment. It was only your audition. If you quit easily and you lay it down, it was not your assignment. It was your audition for the assignment. And the real assignments don't let you go. They tap you on the shoulder. They put their hand in your back to push you forward. When it's a real assignment, it's in your head day and night. It doesn't allow you to sleep until you move and do what it is that you're supposed to do with this assignment. Real assignments don't let you go. Comfort is the enemy of calling. If you're sitting in a comfortable place, what I want to say to you, get uncomfortable. Step out, move, do what it is that God has given you to do, call you to do. Operate in the vision that has been entrusted to you. Take yourself seriously. Take seriously the vision, and then take yourself serious enough to carry the vision. You don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem. Because if you're looking for the right time, you may miss God's timing. It doesn't always happen when things are perfect. You find the time for everything else this week, but be honest. What have you actually decided, well, that was important for you to get up and move? Have you actually decided today? Was it yesterday? Oh, I thought just like me, I'm going to go buy this equipment. I got it ready, set it to the side, and before I knew it, 3 months had gone by and it was collecting dust, and I had to go and pick it back up again. Again, vision is a lifeline for the life that God has for you. If you move forward in vision, it becomes a lifeline for what God has for you. And calling it a business doesn't add hours, money, or confidence. Little bit of confidence, because what we do is, we want to be confident in the commitment without seeking God for the clarity. And I'm not going to talk about it till I have all the answers. And so again, what it does is it adds responsibility, the responsibility to carry the thing that God has given. So I want to encourage you, go back, look at the language that you're using. How am I describing what I'm doing? Because again, the language you use is the ceiling that you set. What you call it, how you present it, it becomes the ceiling that you set over your head and over the vision and how you move it forward. But if you take ownership of it, you take it serious, and then you take yourself seriously for carrying the vision that God has given you. Now, I want to talk about dreams, because we carry many dreams within us, ideas, thoughts, and goals, and things that I want to do, what I should do. Dreams carry legacy. The dreams, and this is in chapter 6 is when I talk about dreams in the book. Dreams carry legacy. The dreams of those who've gone before us become the foundation we stand on today. It is anchoring us in wisdom, history, and hope. The prayers, their sacrifices, their faithfulness created a path that we did not know we were going to be walking on. And that path was created by the prayers and the beliefs and the hopes of someone else. We are all standing on the shoulders of someone else. Legacy is not just what's left behind, it's what's handed forward. So if you're sitting on a vision and you're not moving in it, then you're halting legacy, because the baton may have been passed to you to carry the legacy forward. It is what we are handing on to the next generation. It is what we are giving out to our families as an opportunity. It is a living inheritance that shapes our direction and fuels our courage. When we honor the dreams of previous generations, we are not looking backward. We are standing on the shoulders that allowed us to see further. When we honor the dreams of previous generations, we are not looking backwards. We are standing on the shoulders that allow us to see further. Dreams remind us that we are part of something that is bigger, something longer lasting than our lifetime. They carry the stories of perseverance, the lessons of endurance, the evidence of God's faithfulness through seasons we never lived in our lifetimes, and things that we never lived ourselves. Legacy teaches us that what we are building did not start with us, and it should not end with us. So again, pick it up, Move it forward, because if you become the stopping place, then you don't realize how this is impacting the legacy that has been entrusted in your hand. I remember, and I've shared this many times, about how when I started preaching, I didn't know, but this prayer would come out of me often. I would just make this statement: Lord, let me complete my grandfather's prayers. Let me complete his prayers. But I was carrying the weight of something that I didn't realize. And I want to say to you tonight, the dreams that you're carrying the legacy. You are carrying legacy. You're not the beginning of your dream. You are the continuation of someone else's prayers. And I sit right now at that convergence, that intersection of faith and completing my grandfather's dreams and his prayers. I don't know what he prayed, but Lord, let me complete my grandfather's prayers. And I still say that. I don't even know. My grandfather passed when I was a little girl, but he amassed so many things in a time when it was not favorable for a Black man to have what he had. He had houses, he had land, he had a business. And this entrepreneurial spirit, I believe, was birthed from the things and the prayers that he prayed. And here I sit asking, God, let me complete my grandfather's prayers. You are standing on the shoulders. You are the continuation of someone else's prayers. But the truth is, somebody prayed for you to be in the room that you're standing in. Somebody fasted for the door that you're just walking through. Somebody sacrificed so you could even consider the dream that you're holding. Who prayed for you to be here? Who prayed for you to be here? Whose tears watered the ground that you are now building on? When you understand that your dream doesn't just start with you, it changes how you carry it. Your dream didn't just start with you. And just that focus, that tweak in understanding will give you a different responsibility on how you carry the dream. You stop treating it like a personal project. You stop treating it like a hobby, and you start honoring it like a generational assignment. This book, Remove Logic, it gives your dream a weight that probably you had not even thought of, to carry it not just about with clarity, but with responsibility to the lineage, with responsibility to your legacy. Legacy isn't always, again, what we leave behind. It's not. It's what we pass forward. It's what you leave for, hand over to the next generation. This is a reframe on how you look at what you're carrying, the dream that's been handed over to you. Most people think about legacy as something they'll be dealing with at the end, that I'm leaving something. But I want to encourage you, if you're acting now, it is active, it is live, and it is now, and you're in it now. It's a living inheritance, and it's being handed to you, and then it's been given through you in a right now space. Every decision that you make is either extending the legacy or it's shrinking the legacy. And every time you play it small, you shorten the line of the legacy. Every time you play it small, you shorten its line. So I want to encourage you that, again, you take ownership of it. You speak to it as though it is something that you're taking seriously, and then you move it forward because you want the next person or the next generation to take it as seriously as you have. Every time you build with intention, you lengthen the legacy. You're standing on the shoulders of those who came before you. I'm standing on the shoulders and the prayers of my grandfather. If this is speaking to you in this moment, I want you to type the word legacy in the comments. and leave a note to let me know how you feel about the legacy that you are continuing, not just creating, but continuing. There are things that we do and we don't realize. Our ancestors, prayers of grandfather, prayers of grandmother, prayers of mom, prayers of dad, you are continuing those prayers. If those of you, those who came before you, would see where you are right now, the things that they prayed for, would they be proud of you, or would they be grieved because you're not moving, grieved because you're not operating in obedience? When vision, obedience, and faith converge, it calls us to responsibility. So I want to encourage you again tonight, not only that you would get my book, Remove Logic, where vision, obedience, and faith converge. I want to encourage you to pick up what God has given you in responsibility. Pick it up in ownership, and don't allow yourself to feel like you're not capable, that it's too big for you to carry. God would not have trusted it to you if He didn't know that you were going to see it through. Again, the dreams that you carry are legacy. They are for the hope of the lineage that in the generation that is coming behind you. Somebody is going to need to be handed the ball, but you got to carry it, and you have to get up and move in that vision. You're someone's answered prayer and someone's assignment at the same time. You're not just here just to be here. Live like you know that I am someone's answered prayer and I am someone's assignment at the same time. The generation behind you is watching what you do and how you operate with what has been trusted in you. Just stay encouraged and keep moving. The excuses that we use, remember, the language that you speak becomes the limitation that you set. It becomes the ceiling over your head. Your excuses are their permission to keep you trapped. Some chains just don't break in your lifetime. They break because you're moving in God's timing. You may not see the full harvest, and that is one thing about being a trailblazer. You may not see the whole harvest or what's coming behind you, but know that I've got to blaze this trail for what is coming behind me, though I may never see it. Plant your flag and keep moving. If you want to quit, and your quitting is easily done, it was never your assignment, it was only your audition. Make sure that you're not auditioning for the part that God has given you, because He's already called you with the authority to move in the vision. Vision is not optional, and neither are you. You are needed in this season. You are called, you are capable, and yes, you matter as a part of the legacy. Before you log off tonight, I want to ask you one question, and I want you to sit with it. If those who prayed for you could see what you're doing, would they be proud of you, or would they be grieved by what you're not doing? Let that sit in your spirit. And I hope that this episode has encouraged you not just to purchase my book. Yes, I would be grateful if you did, but I want to encourage you, and that is the whole purpose of Remove Logic, that you move, get up, that you are not stuck. I'm here to disrupt thinking. I'm here to help you to shift the patterns of thought and limitations that we place over ourselves, to truly understand that the language that we speak becomes our ceiling. You were put on the shoulders here to sit, not to just sit on the shoulders of someone else. You were not put here to sit down. You are put here to see the vision forward, that you would build it, you would honor it, and you would hand it forward to the right person at the right time. Once again, I'm Karen Ray Lacey, and this has been Remove Logic, where we know that God is not bound by logic or logistic. I want you to remove logic and then truly understand where vision, obedience, and faith converge is where the movement starts, where it starts. So thank you again for joining me on Remove Logic. I will see you next week on Fishbowl Radio Network as well as the Lit TV Network. Thursday, Fishbowl, Friday, Lit TV Network. And thank you so much. Comment legacy, comment vision, comment dream. If this spoke to you in any way, I want to keep the conversation going, that you would understand that you are a part of God's plan. And it is important that you run with the vision. It is important that you move in obedience and you operate in faith. And I will see you next week right here, same place, same time, same channel. Thank you so much.